Oklahoma sits where the Great Plains run out of patience. Most states follow a simple rule. Mountains stay in one corner, rivers carve predictable valleys, forests grow where rain falls heaviest. But here, every geographic force that shapes America collides at once. In a single afternoon, you can stand in mountains older than the Rockies, walk across grasslands that never end, and watch red dirt give way to pine forests that belong 1,000 miles east. No other state mixes so many worlds into one. How did this place become the exception to nearly every pattern on the continent? And why does its strange geography still control who lives here and how they survive? The answer starts with a landscape that refuses to follow any single rule. Oklahoma sprawls across nearly 70,000 square miles, but those numbers hide the real story. Within its borders, 10 distinct ecological regions collide more than any other state its size. The Ozark Plateau pushes into the northeast, its limestone bluffs and oak forests spilling over from Arkansas. The Ouachita Mountains run east to west, breaking the cardinal rule that American mountains follow north to south ranges. Drive south and those mountains vanish, replaced by rolling prairie and red soil. Head west and the land flattens into high plains, where wheat fields stretch to the horizon. This is not gradual change. It is abrupt, visible in a single county or sometimes a single mile. Eastern forests meet western deserts. Northern grasslands meet southern swamps. The state is a geographic accident, a place where the continent's competing systems meet and refuse to give ground. Before we go deeper into Oklahoma's hidden forces, hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, what's coming next will change how you see this entire state, and we're just getting started. Around 300 million years ago, tectonic forces pushed the Ouachita Mountains skyward. The Wichita and Arbuckle Mountains rose in the south, thrusting granite to the surface. These are the eroded cores of ranges that once rivaled the Rockies. Today, they stand as low, stubborn hills, their ancient bones exposed by wind and rain. Between these uplifts, the land settled into basins that filled with sediment. Over millions of years, those sediments created vast reserves of oil and natural gas. By the early 20th century, Oklahoma sat atop one of the richest petroleum fields on the continent. Water in Oklahoma shifts every few miles. In the east, rivers carve deep valleys. Annual precipitation can top 50 inches. But cross into the center and rainfall drops to 30 inches. By the panhandle, it dips below 15 inches. Here, water is an event, not a constant. Wells drilled in the 1950s now pump from depths that drop every year. In the east, spring storms dump torrential rain. This split shapes everything. Where crops grow, where towns survive. Tornadoes in Oklahoma are inseparable. The state averages 52 tornadoes each year, more per square mile than almost anywhere else on Earth. Oklahoma sits at Tornado Alley's edge, where warm Gulf air collides with cold air from Canada. The atmosphere twists itself into funnels that drop without warning. On May 3, 1999, a tornado near Moore reached wind speeds of over 300 miles per hour. It left entire streets reduced to bare foundations. In 2013, an EF5 tornado hit Moore again. Survivors describe a sound like a freight train. Then silence. Summer temperatures regularly top 100 degrees. Winter brings ice storms. Spring storms can dump 6 inches of rain in an hour. Oklahoma's weather demands constant vigilance, a culture built around storm shelters. In 1830, the government declared this land Indian Territory. The Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Seminole nations were marched west along the Trail of Tears. The promise was this land would remain theirs forever. That promise lasted barely 50 years. By the 1880s, pressure from white settlers turned Indian Territory into the last prize in westward expansion. On April 22, 1889, tens of thousands rushed across the border in the land run. In a single day, entire towns appeared. Some crossed early to claim the best land. They were called Sooners. By 1907, the old promises had been shattered. Today, Oklahoma is home to 39 federally recognized tribes. Oil changed everything. In 1897, the first commercial well was drilled near Bartlesville. Within a decade, Oklahoma was producing more oil than any other state. Towns like Tulsa exploded into boom towns. By the 1920s, Tulsa called itself the oil capital of the world. But in 1921, a white mob descended on Tulsa's Greenwood district, known as Black Wall Street. Over 2 days, they burned homes and businesses, killing hundreds. When oil prices crashed in the 1980s, banks failed and towns emptied. Even today, Oklahoma's economy rises and falls with the price of a barrel. Earthquakes were once rare here. Then, in 2009, the ground began to shake. By 2015, Oklahoma was recording more earthquakes than California. The cause was wastewater injection from oil drilling. In 2016, a magnitude 5.8 earthquake near Pawnee became the strongest ever recorded in the state. Oklahoma still sits at the crossroads of America. Its landscape refuses simplicity, its weather defies prediction, and its history remains tangled in displacement and resilience. As climate shifts and resources thin, the same forces that made this state an outlier now make it a warning. Here, every extreme converges, and the land never stops testing the people who try to call it home. To help us keep the videos coming your way, please like and subscribe.